Dear Fabian, thank you very much for inviting me, for organizing this event. This is probably one of the first broad longevity activism events in Brazil, and I'm very proud to be there, to be a part of it. Uh, why is it important to have such events? Why is it important to even do longevity activism? Shouldn't we all just do our regular stuff like studies and work and family? Why is this strange occupation called longevity research activism? Actually, there is a good value for this activity because aging affects all of us, and longevity is something that all of us want. But what should we do about it to get about it? How do we get it? And that's where longevity activism comes in. Uh, let's be face it. Aging research is not on everybody's agenda. A lot of people, as we mentioned, are preoccupied with their daily life, but it has to develop. The subject has to develop. The scientific field has to develop in order for therapies to arrive sooner. And for that to happen, people have to first of all start to want it. They have to start to want health, life extension for themselves, for their families, for the society, and they need to begin to realize that in order for that to happen, the usual means such as healthy eating and exercise and rest and sleep are not enough. We need to develop new biomedical technologies. And to develop those biomedical technologies, we need educational infrastructure, we need research and development infrastructure, we need professionals, we need funding, we need regulation specifically directed to develop such technologies. And for all that to happen, people first of all have to start to want it. They have to raise this topic to the public agenda or to individual agenda. And this is activism and advocacy can be very useful by raising people's awareness about those issues, by bringing this topic to the discussion, to the table. But is it even a worthy topic of discussion? Is life extension is something that we can achieve? Isn't human lifespan predetermined from above? No, actually, there is no expiration limit to the human lifespan, and life extension and healthy life expansion is scientifically absolutely feasible and possible, as we can see from the development of various converging fields such as genetic engineering, geroprotective substances, regenerative medicine, tissue engineering. All these areas develop rapidly and show that technologically and scientifically it is possible to intervene into life processes to extend the lifespan of animal models quite substantially. But most of these studies are still in the area of basic fundamental studies, and to bring them to accomplishment, to bring them to application in humans, there is a greater need for investment and research and development. And these are the points that longevity activism can also emphasize. But if it is possible, to extend healthy life, do we want it, or should we just give up? Yes, we want it. There is a little question about it. We want it for ourselves. We want to live long and happy and healthy. We want it for our families, for our societies. Some people worry that life extension will bring certain problems such as overpopulation, lack of resources, and boredom. Actually, none of these arguments or fears, irrational fears, I would say, none of them has any empirical or even predictive ground, because first of all, life quality is almost always inseparable with life quantity. So whenever we see increase in life expectancy, we also see an increase in life quality. So shortage of resources is certainly not something you should expect from increasing healthy longevity. Uh, on the other hand, about the lack of meaning and boredom, that's also something that is entirely thought up, in my view, as life has a meaning of its own, and extended life allows us to learn more. and not stagnate and become petrified in our views. So, if we want to combat boredom and find meaning, actually, once again, we need to extend our lifespan. So, if life extension is something that is scientifically possible and that is something that is desirable for us as humans, for us individually, and for the society, what should we do about it? Should we just sit and wait for it to happen, or maybe somebody would give us a free immortality pill or free life extension pill? No, that will probably not happen. Once again, here activism comes in. We have to start shouting that we actually want it to happen, and we need to make this a social priority in the wide public, first of all among our friends, but then the circle can widen, and then also among decision makers, among academic authorities, among political authorities. Instead of investing in some areas like bureaucracy or military, there may be a need to invest a greater amount of funding into this kind of research. And, this can become a political issue, and we as activists have to raise our voice to make it so. But even before it becomes a political or state issue, there are a lot of things every one of us can do. First of all, we can study the subject. We have to educate ourselves about recent developments, because from such wider education, also it will be easier to grow the professional cadres, the professional workers in this field. We need to study the relevant fields such as biogerontology, but also some adjacent fields like biotechnology, biomedical technology, because all these areas can be directed to achieve healthy life extension, to combat aging, if only we set this goal. We can join others, join the groups that are involved in this kind of activism and advocacy. There are several larger groups emerging, such as the International Longevity Alliance or Longevity, or the International Society on Aging and Disease, also national groups, and hopefully there will be more and more such groups emerging. First, the informal groups, and later, hopefully, also formal non-governmental organizations that can really effectively advocate and advance these issues. One can participate in actual research as a research worker, but also as a volunteer to donate to academic and public organizations who are involved in this field, in combat of aging and health life extension. Once again, lobby, advocate, make sure this becomes a both a wide public topic of concern, but also a topic of political and academic concern. This can be done by various means, but first of all, we just need to draw the attention of relevant decision makers, of relevant officials, to the importance of the subject. And one of the most important things is to practice a healthy life prolonging lifestyle. All the usual things that I know from times immemorial, like healthy eating and exercise and rest, but still, these are the things that improve our chances to reach the time when these technologies become available to us. So through all this means, and generally through increasing longevity activism, through increasing education in this area, also among the lay public, we make sure that these technologies, the life extending technologies, appear more rapidly and become available to more and more people sooner. And such events as these are very important stones in this building, very important steps in this road. And once again, thank you for inviting me.